Number one, Nate.
And then coming in at number 2 would be another great army builder.
I think it's coming.
It's got to be coming.
It's
Hasbro would be absolutely idiotic if they didn't have this figure in the pipeline, and we are talking about the Super Battle Droid.
No brainer.
It is literally a no-brainer. It's one of the coolest droid designs in Star Wars, in my opinion.
my number one pick is actually a Super Battle Droid from Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars The Clone Wars, the 2D Clone Wars. I mean, prequel era content. Super Battle Droid.
Our number one Star Wars character we think deserves a 6-inch Black Series figure is the Super Battle Droid.
Yeah,
Attack of the Clones is severely underrepresented in the line.
it is.
And there are some very heavy hitting characters that you could put in an Attack of the Clones box. Obviously, number one, Super Battle Droid.
Yeah.
It's no surprise. It's the exact same character it was as last year. Our number one pick, Super Battle Droid.
And we're going to keep doing it and keep doing it every single year until this gets made. So Hasbro, if you can do an HK-87, dedicating an all-new sculpt to that droid, you can dedicate an all-new sculpt to Q90. You can dedicate an all-new sculpt to Ned B. You can dedicate an all-new sculpt to the New Republic security droid. You can dedicate an all-new sculpt to the Super Battle Droid. This is the number one biggest hole in the Black Series. You're damn right it's a Super Battle Droid. What'd you think? It's gonna be something different? No. And next year, 2024, Justin, you're probably gonna be saying the same thing. It's the bit that never ends.
When will it end? When will we be freed from this pain and torment that is brought to us by Hasbro? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Figure It Out of the Basement's Black Series Talk Show. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And today, it's time to get hype.
Mm-hmm.
Over the course of the weekend, it was San Diego Comic-Con, and Hasbro revealed a ton of new Black Series figures, but today we're going to be focusing on two in particular. They were pipelined.
The most hype. Our number one.
Yeah, literally our number one most wanted figure in the Black Series, the Super Battle Droid, was officially pipelined over the weekend, and we are just absolutely over the moon. Yeah. And over the course of that weekend, Hasbro literally dismantled our entire Black Series wish list video.
Right, because the Destroyer Droid was in the top 5 as well as Pre-Vizsla, but, you know, we're not going to talk about that figure.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
How Luke Monster felt about 5s is how we felt about the Super Battle Droid. It is the single largest missing hole in the Black Series when you look at just the Star Wars universe as a whole.
Right. It's really gotten to the point where, you know, we have so many B1 Battle Droid repaints that the shelf is starting to look really weird for you know, the bad guy section, because you just have a bunch of B1s. No supers, no droidicas, no commandos.
But that's all changed now.
Yeah.
So this is officially like the greatest Black Series news of all time, I would say.
Yep.
I think greatest pipeline reveals and best singular piece of Black Series news that I've ever been able to experience.
Right. And I also do want to say, you know, you're welcome, because we were playing 4D chess with Hasbro. We said no new Black Series figures were going to be revealed at San Diego, and boy were we wrong.
Reverse psychology.
Yeah, see, we played Hasbro. They watch our videos, and they were like, oh, you think we're going to reveal nothing? Well, how about we reveal your number one?
Yeah, so now, Hasbro, please never do the Max Rebo band. Anyway, we have a few points here. I wanted to do some more in-depth thoughts because it was a, 2.5-hour live stream. I know not everyone watches those, so I wanted to dive a little deeper. So I have a few points on both the Super Battle Droid and the Destroyer Droid that we can just unpack a little bit. The first point, the Super Battle Droid, Hasbro Pulse exclusive in the form of a 2-pack.
Yeah.
with a B1 battle droid with the 3PO head on, with the Die Jedi dogs. That whole sequence that unfolds. Pretty cool in my opinion, but just how do you feel about the fact that it's in a 2-pack, so it does force you to buy the 3PO?
It does kind of sting a little bit because I personally don't want to really army build any more B1 battle droids. I feel like I have enough. So I do like that they are doing something different, but then again, you know, buying multiples of this pack isn't really something that I want to do. But I also have faith that it's going to get a single carded release down the road. So, you know, I'll just buy this one for now and then see where it takes us from there.
Yeah, I think a big factor will also be if the 3PO comes with an alt head.
Yeah.
Because if it just comes with an alternate, you know, just a regular B1 head that you can stick on it as opposed to the 3PO, that would essentially make it an army builder pack.
Mm-hmm.
Hasbro, I think that's a really good idea that you should do. Maybe tweak the B1 body. I mean, they had to have anyway because they have a protocol droid head on it.
Right.
So they had to have tweaked it a little bit, but fingers crossed that it includes just an alternate Geonosis B1 battle droid head.
Yeah.
That essentially makes it an army builder pack. I have seen some negative reaction to it being a 2-pack, especially with like today's Hasbro prices. But like you were saying, I have no doubt that this will get a single release. You know, there's a lot of different repaints that they can do. Battlefront 2 has like different skins that they've put on the Super Battle Droid. You know, they can stick it in different boxes, whether that be like The Mandalorian or Revenge of the Sith or Clone Wars or whatever.
Right.
I got no doubt that it'll get a single release. And I also wanted to ask you, are we confirmed now that this will be the prequel design?
I'm really hopeful because, of course, with these two figures, it is Attack of the Clones themed. It's going to be in an Attack of the Clones themed packaging. So we had some initial fears because there are very slight but important differences in the Super Battle Droid design from the prequels to newer live action appearances, and then of course like the super stylized like Clone Wars versions.
Yeah, the new media stuff like in The Mandalorian, they just look really bulky and really top heavy.
Right.
Like more so than what they were in Attack of the Clones. I'm sure I'll have some comparison shots on the screen, but they look really fat. For lack of, and just really top heavy, and they're really smooth. There's just not as much detail, not as much seams and like line work in the design. So I'm under the opinion that there actually is a pretty extreme difference between the two designs, and I was really scared that we were going to get, because it's new media, we have to do our version. And I think it's like a Filoni thing because it kind of looks like the Clone Wars exaggerated style. But thank goodness the image, at least, is from Attack of the Clones. And since it's with the 3PO, it should be the Attack of the Clones design.
And I feel like with them leading with the Attack of the Clones box set, that's probably what they'll base it on. And then they'll, you know, repaint it accordingly from there, which is ideal. This is what we want.
Yeah, because like the Hot Toys Super Battle Droid looks excellent. So if this could just be like a miniaturized version, nice metallic.
Yeah, I mean,
silvery bluish color on there.
The droids have been easily one of the best aspects of the entire line since day one. You know, minus a couple underscaled droids like R2.
Yeah.
For the most part, droids have always been real reliable. You know, you can pretty much count on them being quality, well articulated, nice looking figures. So I'm really excited to see what this is actually going to look like, because I feel like it's going to be another, you know, banger.
Yeah. Now, what's the price on this Hasbro Pulse exclusive 2-pack?
Oh, easy, slapping, modestly, $55.99, $59.99.
I can see that because the B2 will probably be considered deluxe. It will be considered deluxe. I'm just saying that.
Brace
now.
for that.
And then it has one standard, so it's almost like the Ned B with the Purge Trooper, where it's like one deluxe, one standard. So I agree with that prediction.
Yeah.
I think it'll be 50 plus, 55.99 or maybe even 60.
Yeah.
It'll probably be more.
Definitely, because they know that we're going to pony up for it. It's prequel stuff, which is what we've been literally demanding for years.
Mm-hmm.
It's another droid, finally another CIS droid, not just a B-1 battle droid.
Mm-hmm.
And, you get a pretty memorable moment there from Attack of the Clones, like, especially as a kid. Like, I loved the little mix-up between the two. I'd almost like it if they included the protocol droid body and also B-1 battle.
I wonder if that'll come out. Yeah.
So you can have both, swapped versions there. That'd be really cool to see, but I doubt they're going to go that deep.
Right. So moving on over to the Destroyer droid, or Droideka.
Yes.
We have a few questions here that we want to sort of talk about. Number one is, will it have the shield bubble?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, there's no way
That's
it's going to have the shield bubble. That thing is like transparent, but it's blue on the edges, and then there's like electricity crackle effect.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to do that. That's like a 99.99% guarantee. To have that as a mass-produced toy, it would probably look terrible, and I'd rather just skip it all.
Yeah, exactly. I think you hit the nail on the head with that. Plus, with such a large piece of plastic included in the packaging, that would definitely up the price pretty significantly. And I totally agree with you. Like you said, a mass-produced item like this, if we look at examples of translucent plastic from Hasbro, not exactly the best track record in my opinion. Even stuff as new as like things from the Dungeons and Dragons line. There's like a translucent cube, and even that you're like, ooh.
Yeah. And then this next question, it's kind of a two-parter. What articulation should it have, and should it be able to fold up and roll like a little roly-poly-oly?
Yeah. This one's a tough one because they've kind of, set a precedent with the B-1 battle droid because you can put it in the collapsed mode. So I feel like people are expecting it to go into the roll mode.
Yeah, I'm going to say absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think so, but
I have a strong reason.
I also won't be surprised if it does happen, but what is your reason?
So instead of the gimmick factor of being able to fold and roll, which like 99% of the time you're just going to have it standing up anyway, how about we take that money that would have been used for the engineering of that articulation of the fold and roll, let's put that money towards sculpted detail and paint applications.
Yeah, I want
that shiny metallic copper metal tone of the base body, and like the red eyes and all the little sculpted bits on the arms and everything. I mean, I don't need it to roll. It would be cool. It's kind of like the B1. It's cool, but I just do it once and then I fold it back out.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of my opinion as well. As I could take it or leave it. If it doesn't roll, I'm not going to be heartbroken because, like you said, I'll do it once. I'll do it in the review for a demonstration, and then I'll pull it back out and never do that ever again.
Right. So it's not giving Hasbro a pass or giving them a pass to do less. It's let's not do that and put even more of that budget into the paint and the sculpted details. That's where I think the priority should go. I mean, really on both of these, but especially the Droideka because it obviously rolls in the movie and has the shield and everything. I say we just bypass those gimmicks and just give us a perfect looking Destroyer droid in its standing mode.
Yeah.
And as far as other articulation, like, what does it need really?
I mean, it doesn't need much, but ideally, maybe little ball joint, legs, butterfly joints, so you can, get some, like, closer.
Yeah, the arms definitely need to go back and forth, so you could have, like, one forward and one back, like it's firing.
Right.
Head and turning, of course. I mean, even the legs, though, like those little tiny legs on them, what would be the point of having them move?
I mean, I don't know.
Just I want it to be sturdy. I don't want it to topple over and everything. So
That's
I'm
a good point.
I'm like, did the legs even need to move on it?
There would be so much outrage if it had 0 leg articulation.
Yeah, I mean, it does need some articulation, but compared to like other regular figures, I'm like, it kind of just needs to stand there and look like it's shooting, because that's kind of what they do. And minor point about the bubble, fun fact, they only use the shield in the Phantom Menace for some reason.
Interesting.
They don't use the shield in Attack of the Clones with Jango or in the Geonosis Arena, and then in Revenge of the Sith they briefly pull up on R2 and they don't have their shields on. Obviously Clone Wars, there's plenty of shield usage in Clone Wars, but I always found it interesting that they only used their shield in the first movie, the first prequel.
Okay. Now, would you want to see, like, maybe some blast effects with the Droideka to kind of even out, you know, if it doesn't have so much articulation?
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I would love some blast effects. You know, they gave him the Cad Bane there that you have.
True.
And he's kind of just a regular old figure, so some blast effects with the Droideka would definitely be cool. In, you know, since they're not going to have the shield, or I don't think it's going to roll.
Now, are we assuming this is also deluxe?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I definitely agree with you. This is definitely going to be another deluxe figure, so hopefully it can be one of those that is, you know, whether you like it or not, categorized as big and cuz paint.
And unique sculpt.
Even though you could also do plenty of, you know,
the training one or the sniper one, or you know.
You got options. You got repaint options for both of these droids.
Yeah. I also would just like to point out, it's kind of crazy how much prequel era stuff we're getting. We have gotten plenty of Clone Wars figures this year into next year, and we got Kid Anakin, Padme from Phantom Menace, Super Battle Droid, Destroyer Droid.
Feels good.
Tons of Clone Wars stuff coming. I almost feel like, is Disney starting to loosen their grip on Hasbro? Maybe.
Right. It certainly seems like it, especially with other random things like the Life Day Chewbacca from Vintage Collection.
Yeah.
So maybe, which would be great for us, because Star Wars, like we always talk about, is, you know, it's everything. It's not just one era. It's not just one sect of, you know, Star Wars, whether it's like new media, Disney Plus stuff. Like Star Wars is everything.
Yep.
We need a wide variety, and I'm even including sequel trilogy in that, because even though we aren't fans, we fully recognize that fans of the sequel trilogy deserve new Black Series figures with photoreal on them. And so I just hope that maybe that's going to be the case, and we start getting back to, you know, a little bit more variety rather than new media.
Yeah, and that also means the community has to do their part with this.
You better pull up for Kid Anakin and Padme.
And B2, and Droideka,
Yeah.
and all the other Clone Wars figures that we're getting. Now is the time to send your message.
Definitely.
And I think we're heading in the right direction with this.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the end of the day, it's absolute hype here at the basement. Like we said earlier, our top 10 wish list, we're going to have to redo our top 10 wish list.
It's going to get pretty interesting this coming year when we redo the wish list video, because, like we said, 3 of our picks got knocked out in one weekend.
Yep, and then Moma Nadon has to be coming.
Right, so
because we have an Ethorian body.
Yeah, it almost feels like we'll exclude him from the list just because it's all but confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, we'd love to know what you think. Are you as hyped as we are for the Super Battle Droid and the Droideka? Hopefully you are. I mean, it's more droids. We love droids.
More CIS.
Pretty much everyone loves droids. I mean, if you don't, it's kind of weird.
I mean, woo her.
Yeah, true.
He didn't like droids.
That's true. But as collectors, we love those little plastic representations of tiny metal robot servants and bounty hunters and whatever else they do.
Can feel pain.
Yeah. The Gonk Droid. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars The Black Series here on the channel. And if you're in a position to help support the channel, we do also offer a channel membership. There are 2 tiers. There's more information and links down in the description below. Definitely check out the Discord as well. It's a great little community over
Join
there.
it up.
Like-minded
Join it up.
collectors. Big shout out and special thank you to our channel members. Your continued support is truly appreciated. And thank you to everyone else out there for watching. I'm Nate. I've been joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
And we will see you all next time on Out of the Basement.